The demigod Maui is a trickster figure from Pacific Island mythology. He is credited with many important feats. Stories tell of how he stole fire and brought it to human beings. In another myth, Maui uses his famous hook, or alternatively, a magical net to catch the sun and slow its progress across the sky. This creates longer days, giving crops a chance to grow. The following myth about Maui comes from the Maori people of Aotearoa, New Zealand. The myth explains the origin of both the constellation Scorpius and of New Zealand's North Island. This island is known to Maori people as Ti'ika a Maui, which translates as Maui's fish. In the very similar Hawaiian myth, Maui uses his hook to catch the Hawaiian Islands when he goes fishing. Maui goes fishing. "Please, let me come fishing with you," Maui begged his older brothers. "You are too young," his oldest brother said. "You would take up too much space in the Waka," argued Maui's second oldest brother. "And besides, you're always getting up to mischief," said the third oldest brother. "We don't want you causing problems for us." "I won't cause any problems," promised Maui. "If you take me fishing, I will make a big catch. You will see. It was predicted that I would be a great fisherman someday." Maui's fourth brother laughed. "You are too lazy to be a great fisherman," he said. "You would grow tired of fishing and of rowing very quickly." "We're too busy to take you for a boat ride," Maui's oldest brother scoffed. "We have important work to do." But Maui was determined to go fishing with his brothers. In secret, he made a fishing line from flax. As he wove the line, he chanted words over it to give the line great strength. Then to the end of the line, he attached his magical hook. The hook was made from a jawbone and had been given to him by one of his ancestors. It had great power. On the morning of the brothers' fishing trip, Maui hid under a basket in the Waka. He remained there, clutching his special line and hook, until the boat was far out on the ocean. Then, when it seemed too late for the brothers to turn back, he emerged from under the basket. His brothers were surprised and angry to see him. "We told you we didn't want you along," said the oldest. "No wonder the Waka seemed harder to row than usual," said the second oldest. "We're here to fish, not fool around," said the third. "But I'm a great fisherman," Maui insisted. "You will see. I'm going to catch the biggest fish anyone has ever seen." "You?" the brothers scoffed. "You'll be lucky if you catch a bit of seaweed." And they refused to even give him any bait to put on his bone hook. But Maui couldn't be deterred. When he couldn't get his brothers to give him bait, he punched himself in the nose. "What did you do that for?" his second oldest brother asked in alarm. Maui covered his hook with the blood from his bloody nose. "You're crazy!" exclaimed third oldest brother. Maui cast the new baited hook and line over the side of the Waka. Down, down went Maui's line, right to the bottom of the ocean. Only a second later, it went taut. "I've got my fish! It's a big one!" Maui cried. The brothers could see that Maui had, in fact, caught something really big. They began to get excited. "Don't let go," they ordered him. "Pull it in." "I can't do it alone," Maui said, tugging at the line. "You need to help me. Row hard," he told his brothers. "Row, row." And the brothers all began to row, puffing and sweating and straining at the oars. As they did, Maui began to chant over his fishing line. The brothers puffed and strained some more. The ocean became turbulent. Huge waves rocked the boat. It rose up and crashed down. It tipped side to side, almost throwing Maui and his brothers into the water. And then something in the shape of a huge fish rose up to the surface of the water. "I can see it!" Maui cried. "We've just about landed it!" A few moments later, the Waka, with Maui and his brothers inside, was sitting on top of the enormous fish. But it wasn't a fish. It was dry land. The fish that Maui had pulled up from the bottom of the ocean was the North Island of Aotearoa. "There," Maui said to his brothers with satisfaction. "I told you I was a great fisherman." And with a great yank, he pulled his magical hook free from the side of Mount Tongariro. Maui gave such a mighty yank that the fish hook went flying up into the air. There it stuck and there it stayed. And today, if you want to see Maui's fish hook, all you need to do is look up into the starlit sky. That magical hook is still up there. It can be seen in the skies over the Pacific where Maui worked his magic. It can be seen from backyards in the United States, Canada, and Europe too. Some people call Maui's giant fish hook the constellation Scorpius. Finding Maui's fish hook Scorpius. The constellation Scorpius really does look a lot like fish hook hanging in the summer evening sky. However, other cultures have viewed this particular bright constellation in other ways. In Indonesia, people see in this star pattern a leaning coconut tree. 5,000 years ago, the ancient Sumerians saw the outline of a scorpion when they looked at these stars. The later Greeks and Romans saw a scorpion too. That is how this constellation got its official name, still used today, which is Scorpius. Scorpius is a constellation made up of many bright stars. Its two brightest individual stars are named Antares and Shaula. Scorpius also contains star clusters and nebula, which can be seen through a telescope. A nebula is a cloud of gas and dust in outer space. In the southern hemisphere, where Maui's myth originated, Scorpius sits high up in the night sky. However, viewed from the northern hemisphere, this constellation hangs close to the horizon. In fact, if you are as far north as London, England, or Vancouver, British Columbia, a bit of the hook, or scorpion's tail, will be below the horizon. But you will still be able to make out most of this constellation. July is the best month for viewing Scorpius. In early July, Antares can be spotted almost exactly due south and right above the horizon in the early evening sky. You can use a compass or compass app to find antares, and then to find the rest of Maui's fishhook.